Hello. How's everyone? Sorry about this morning. Apparently I needed to sleep in and didn't wake up on time for our Baileys and tea this morning. So we're going to have an evening edition, or usually a pajama party, although I didn't put my pajamas on. But welcome. Jump on when you get here if you are joining me, and say hello. I'll just get you up on the other screen here, and so that I can see comments if anyone does join. And how is everyone this evening? Did we have a good Saturday? Look at that. I'm on and I'm in the right direction. I did a mass search last week to figure out why the direction was wrong and fixed it. So, yay me. All right. So I'll just plunder along, and if someone joins in, I will chit chat with you, or whoever's out there watching can just watch and see what I'm going to make. Hi, Holly. Welcome. Okay, let me just get myself in order. I've only been down here all day working on the computer, and you think I'd be under control here. I don't have too much to tell you other than Creative Escape deadline is coming up quick. If you have not signed up, you may want to do that. You've missed the deadline for the early bird registration, which is on the 15th. But, you know, we sometimes are pretty nice to people and sneak in the extra bonus tutorials. So you just sweet talk us and we might hook you up. All right, so the 24th is the last day for that, so that we can order, do kits, and then get everything in the mail to you. So right now I'm working personally myself on the little goodie bags and the treats and stuff like that we give. And I don't know what the other two ladies are doing, so they'll have to update you. So 24th is the deadline on that. That's all you need to know. And I will flip you down to my desk and we'll get started on the card and what we're playing with tonight. All right, so if you get dizzy, look away for a memento while I snap you in and get you situated. Okay, here we are. Hopefully I've somewhat cleaned up my desk. Ooh. All right, I was filming videos today too, so probably everything's all out of whack too. There we go. Oops, let's scroll down here on my other side so I can see what's going on. So tonight we are going to have a play with the Forever Love Suite. Now I don't know if you noticed this one or kind of skip by it, as it's sort of lovey-dovey wedding-ish, so you may not have been on your radar. But it is gorgeous, as you'll see in the samples. And if you have your catalog, it's on page 14, 15, and 16. It comes with an array of goodies. Here's some more samples in the stamp set in full view. So it's kind of got some other ones. It's got Love You and it's got some florals. So this could be Valentine-ish as well. But it comes with an array of things. So we'll have a quick look at those. And I just got to adjust my chair so that I can stand up. So it comes with these gorgeous cards. Now I've cut them all down because, you know, I'm a thrifty stamper. And why would I use that? And that would be on the back. That's just silliness, right? So I've cut them all in half. And they come with these gorgeous envelopes that have some lovely embellishment on them. You could also, if you wanted to, I will show you a sample later on where we've just kind of cut this off. I did some designing and stuff with my team member Rhonda this week, and she saw a card somewhere where the lady had just slit this off and used it on the front of the card. So that's kind of the sample that we built that I'll share with you. And so I recommend, if you do get these, cut them in half and you're going to get double the cards, which is awesome-o. How many do you get? You get 10 cards and 10 envelopes. So you got 10 envelopes and 20 cards. How perfect is that? So here's the stamp set up close and personable. It is a red rubber cling stamp, but it's got some daisies, some roses, and like great opportunity to do watercoloring and that sort of thing if you like it. And then the die set is gorgeous. This is the reason why I got this bundle, was because I love this wreath sort of die that you can build. So you can kind of turn it if you cut out a couple of them and then kind of layer them over top of it, and it's just going to look gorgeous. And then this one right here could be used as a frame, or you can snip it off and just use those elements. It's got some flowers. It's got some shapes that cut out of the stamp set and also of the paper. And then you've got some leaves, greenery, that's a flower, some leaves there, and a little stem to build with those little flowers. So you've got a great opportunity to build sort of 3D-ish flowers. And then what else do we have in this set? We've got this beautiful pretty peacock and gold ribbon, which we will use on the card that we're going to make. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Ties a great bow and also will shred very nicely. And then we've got the petal pink and pretty peacock foiled gems. Gotta find the opening here. Aren't these gorgeous? They're like many of the gems that we've had recently that have all the lovely flecks of gold in them. So those are awesome. And then of course the piece de resistance is the paper, which I have cut up and mutilated. So gold foiled on one side, lovely patterns on the other. This is a good one to slice up into 2-inch strips and use as like a border. And then a nice stripe on the other side. That one's a duplicate. We've got this one. It's not a full sheet, but you can definitely fussy cut around these flowers and use those as elements on your card. Sorry if the camera's kind of picking up the bling there. And then just a nice stripe or that way. This one, some of the dies will cut out some of the flowers and the stems and stuff like that, the dies. Or you can fussy cut. Nice little pattern on the back. This one's pretty too, and then it's kind of got like a chicken wire sort of thing on that side. This one is gorgeous, kind of mimics the cards just with the pretty peacock behind it. And it's kind of got like a lacy pattern. I think that's all of them. Yep, the rest I've just cut off. Okay, so in that paper, you've of course got the gold foil, petal pink, moody mauve, pretty peacock, very vanilla, and then the gold foil. So you cannot go wrong. And if you had, I did drag out a few, I'm not sure, let me just quickly look at the samples. No, they're not on my current samples, but on Wednesday on my page, there will be some extra samples that are going to use some retired product. So I dragged out into one of them the Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder and dies that, you know, the die fit inside of this. And then you could use that. So if you have these in your stash, I used this on my scrapbook page that will go live tomorrow. And then I also used it on a card. And then I also dug out this old goodie, Lasts a Lifetime, and used a couple of sentiments from this set and the hearts on one of the cards that I did as well. And then of course it's got a great set of dies that go with it as well. So some oldies but goodies that you can drag out of your collection if you have them. Hi, Belinda. So that is the Lifetime of Love. So let's have a peek at the card we're going to do. So this is it here. Isn't that pretty? So I kind of did it as not a wedding card, but it's more of like a Valentine's-y card. Or just, you know, you want to say I love you to somebody. And I didn't do anything with the envelope. I just kind of left it as is because it's gorgeous. And then on the inside, I just did a little bit of embossing and some splatter. So nice and simple and easy, but very effective. So we'll go ahead and we'll build that. So you're going to have a pretty peacock base that is 5.5 by 8.5 scored, or no, sorry, 4.5. How did I do this? 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4.25. Like I said at the beginning, I was doing videos all day and just, yeah, my brain is blah, 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 blah on all the measurements. So then that's the card front from the card pack that I cut down to 5.25 by 4 so that I could layer it on the front and give a little bit of dimension. So we'll go ahead and we'll attach that. So Holly and Glenda, how is the weather at your end of the woods? We were supposed to get some snow today and we never did. So, well, we got a little sprinkle this morning. Right, I'm tongue-tied. tongue-tied and it's late in the evening. All right, and then I'm going to grab my fussy dirty paper, as Glenda would call it, and I'm going to grab my Moody Mauve Stampin' Write marker that I'm going to do my splatter on the inside. So I've already pre-embossed this just to save time, and the machine's noisy and that sort of thing. So I've just kind of put a little bit of splatter there. No snow there. That's good news, Holly. And then we can go ahead and we can attach that in there. We still have a threat of snow tomorrow, so we'll see what shakes down. We've had a busy week of all the vehicles at the shop from our cold snap that we had last week. As you all know, it was like minus 40 below bazillion a zero here. So yeah, hoses and parts in vehicles don't hold up too well to that weather. So we've all had a visit to the shop to get things fixed. My truck is currently still there, but Cam's has made it home, so that's a good thing. It's never a winter in Alberta if you don't spread the wealth to your local mechanic in the thousands of dollars, I say. So I've cut a piece of that lovely paper. I know I cut up the gold foil side because I wanted just this simple pattern on the one side. So that piece is 3 5/8 by 2 1/8. And then I've cut just a piece of very vanilla to layer on top of that. It's 2 by 3 1/2. So we're just going to stamp a little bit of the greenery stamp from the stamp set. So this one right here in Pretty Peacock, just to add a little bit of a dimension back there. And then we can build our embossed flower on top. Well, you guys didn't get that cold. I know I was speaking with my mother, and she was like, it's minus 10. I'm like, Mother, get a grip. I'm not built for this silliness of minus 40 below bazillion. But hopefully it's gone for now. We're at minus 18, I think, today, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals and put that on the back of the piece that I just stamped and layer that onto my piece of designer's paper. So you're just going to see like a little tiny bit poking at the back. All right, and then, oh shoot, I didn't, hang on. I'm gonna put that there for a sec. I didn't do my ribbon in between. See, I got on the coldness and the weather and my brain just went to mush. So I'm just gonna cut a little piece of ribbon. And then I brought in my gold twine, and I'm just gonna snip off a piece of that as well. No exact measurements here, I'm just zipping it off and using what I need. If I have extra, I have extra. I got lots. So I'm just going to tie a little bow around that ribbon. That's cold for our West Coasters, right, Holly? That's what I always say. I say every winter that when it does get that cold, that I'm moving back to the island. I threatened my mom. She's like, come on. Like, just for a week until it warms up again, and then it's time to get back to work in reality, right? All right, so I'm going to do a little surgery here because I mucked up. So if you do, well, actually I didn't press it down well enough, which is good. So let's just do that. And then I'm going to stick this down to the front just because it does have tape already on it. And it'll make it easier that it's not sticking to things that it shouldn't. So I've just tied my little bow and I'm just tucking it in between here. And you may have to adjust your twine depending on how much you cut your ribbon, because obviously you don't want it sticking over the side of the card. So I just kind of eyeball that and then just put a little strip of seal down, and that'll hold your ribbon in place. Then you can go ahead and reverse what I undid and put this back on top of your designer series paper. Hi, Lynn. All right. So now we've got that built. So now we are going to bring in our the daisy flower. So I just stamped this in Versamark, embossed it in gold. So then of course I've got this on our very vanilla. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of watercoloring. So I brought in my water pen, or aqua painter if you call it by the old name. I brought in my Moody Mauve and my Pretty Peacock ink. And so I'll just squeeze a bit on the lid and make sure we've got some water. There we go. Usually I would use a paper towel, but I just used the back of my hand. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of coloring on the leaves and the base of the flowers. I've got too much water going on here. Let me just grab a Kleenex, get a little off. There we go. Okay. You don't need a lot. If you want to build up the color, you can come back in. So I'm just going to kind of leave that open a little bit because I may come back in and add a little bit more. Hey, Norma. Geez, everybody's all on tonight. It's so nice to see everyone. Maybe I should be doing nighttime Saturday shows. Usually by the nighttime, though, I'm exhausted from working all day. No work today for this gal, though. Well, I shouldn't say no work. As I said, I was doing videos all day, so. All right, so we're just adding some quick color. I'm not being very neat and organized about this. I'm just kind of slapping it on there. Your embossing lines will kind of hold that in, the water and the color, so you don't have to worry too much about it. And then if you want it a bit darker, just go back in and do some highlights. It's such an easy little flower to color, so it doesn't take a lot. The camera's kind of blocking my view though, so I'm coloring off to the side. There, that looks pretty enough. Passes the buck for me. Your hubby's watching football. Oh, who's playing tonight then? I think the Oilers are playing out here, hockey tonight. I'm not positive. Shows how much of a hockey fan I am, right? And then in the dies, there is a, this one here, there is a die that cuts this. And I didn't pre-do it because I wanted to watercolor on screen here with you. So give me 2 seconds while I just whip behind me here and die cut this out. So you're just going to line that up. Look, it lines right up. You're welcome for doing the cards. They're not just for you though, Glenda. They're for everyone that's participating. It's going to be fun, as it always is. All right, so we've got that baby cut out. Quick and easy. I love it when a die matches something that is in the stamp sets. We've just got that. Isn't that cute? Oilers in Calgary. That's right. They're trying to win their 12th game, I think it is, straight. This always happens. They get a new coach and then, you know, they win a whole schwack of games and then they usually get into the playoffs and then that's it. Dun, dun, dun. Downhill they go. I'm a Calgary fan, so I get the booed when I go to the games. And so we're just going to line this up. Now we have to be careful. I wasn't that careful. I think on this one I actually put a post-it note right there to block some of the stems. And this one I didn't. I just went all willy-nilly crazy here and just stamped it down. So I did have some stems just kind of poking out there from that stamped image. So I just covered those up. See, it's an easy fix. Just got to be a little creative, right? Okay, we've got that on, and then we need a sentiment, which I just did in the Moody Mauve, and I took the Love You. So everyone that's here tonight will go into a draw, and I will draw someone's name to receive this lovely card in the mail. I call it paper hugs, so you will get a paper hug from me, and just for joining me, and you get a surprise, and it's a random winner. The wheel does the names draws, and then next week on Saturday's live, I will let you know who is the lucky winner. So I'm just trimming this down on my little trimmer here. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Doesn't make these anymore, but there are other companies that you can get this from. They are very handy to have because you can see what you're doing. This one does come with a guard, which I've taken off, so keep the guard on unless you're a super experienced professional like I am, because they're very sharp and they could cut your hands. You've missed my lives. Oh, I've missed all you guys. It's nice to get back to a normal schedule-ish. I'll do my best to maintain it. You know my crazy life. Okay, and then I'm just grabbing a couple of little minis. And I don't know where my book is. I can give you a hint of what we're doing next week. Let me see. You wouldn't want to, well, you might have seen my desk in the beginning. What a disaster area it is. What am I playing with next week? Oh, I'm going to do the celebration, the Flight and Airy. So if that is on your favorites list, you might want to come back and tune in to see what I make with that. So I'm just going to use some of the pretty peacock gems here. And I know I should use my take your pick tool. I always preach to you guys to use it, and here I am with my scissors. But you know, do as I say, not as I do, right? And then I put a couple in the middle of these little daisies, just because I thought it would be cute. You could also do the pretty peacock ones there. And then I had, whoops, I had a big one. See, this is what happens when you use your scissors. They go on a little bit of a walk. And I just put one up there. Isn't that pretty? Don't you love it? What are you laughing at, Lynn? I missed it. Don't you love that paper, Glenda? I love it too. I can't decide if I want to cut the foil or the regular side. It was so hard. Or oh, you're talking about the Flight and Airy paper. Yes, I love that paper. I'm on about a third pack now, I think. So that is the lovely card, and then of course that embossed layer on the inside, and then just the simple card that comes in the pack, and you've got a gorgeous card that somebody will get. And then of course, as always, I have some extras to share with you. So this is the one that I was talking about, that we cut off the front of the envelope. So we just took, I forget what the measurement was. I kind of just did on my paper trimmer, I did sort of this edge to this edge, and I just sliced it across. And then that gave me that piece. And then I put some copper foil in behind because I thought mixing up the coppers and the golds. I'm an enabler too. Oh, what are you going to buy, Holly? This wonderful bundle? Do you love it? I was trained by the best. So the copper and gold, mixing those two together, and then some of the metallic dots, and then the stamp set that I used. You may have overlooked this one as well, and this, we will use this at some point. The thoughtful expressions. Don't you just love the sketchy flowers? Like, this is totally my vibe. But I got it because of these dies. All these nesting sort of label-ish dies. You know, just sometimes there's a set that you just have to have, and this was it. But these sketchy things just grabbed me too, and the mixed font. Oh, love it. So I just used some watercolor pencils and just did some shading on the hummingbird and the flowers. And then I just cut a little sentiment and layered up those nesting dies that come in that set. The hummingbird does have a bit of winky, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up very well. And isn't that gorgeous? And then just a simple sketch flower on the inside. And then that's where we cut off the envelope. So you just have to add a layer of tear and tape or something like that to seal the envelope, but it's still usable and it's just got a little hummingbird on it. So this is the one that Rhonda and I were playing this week, and we created that one together, and it was fun. Now this die set, let me grab my catalog really quick so I can tell you what it is, because I overlooked this one for a very long time. And then I recently went to what did they call it? A carnival, I think is what they called it. Creative Carnival, I think, here with a bunch of local demonstrators. And she had used this gorgeous background. And this is basically a recreate of the card she did with some different papers, but I recreated it with this suite. And isn't it just so gorgeous? Do you not love that background? And it's so easy. So it's these brilliant backgrounds dies on page 162 of the annual catalog. And then it comes with this one. I'm not sure if I'll use that one. I mean, it could be waves or something like that, depending on how you use it. But this one is gorgeous. So I had to buy it. And here it is. I've recreated her card. Isn't that pretty? And it's just simple, simple. I don't think I've done the inside yet or an envelope, but it's gorgeous. I love it. And this ribbon just, bling, bling. This one has to be my favorite, though. I love the mix of the metals and stuff like that. So those are my 2 extra samples for you. And then, of course, we will have some extras on Wednesday. So Wednesday at 11, we're back to normal programming as best as I can. 11 o'clock, they go live on my Facebook, 11:30 on Instagram. And then tomorrow, there'll be a scrapbook page with this bundle. And then just some tips on Tuesday. And what else do we have going on for those of you that are new? Lynn's pretty new to the community, so welcome, Lynn. What else do I do? Just follow the Facebook page right here, and you'll be kept up to date of what's going on. And as I said, next week, next Saturday, the 27th, this 20th. What day is it? It's the 20th today. It's the 27th next week. We'll play with the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. We'll give you a quick sneak peek in case you don't have a catalog or you haven't had a look at it yet. Let's have a peek, because we've got a couple minutes before we wrap things up. Here it is right here, top of page 6 in your Celebration mini brochure, and it's so, so gorgeous. And of course, I've made some very cute cards with it, and a scrapbook page, and all the fun things. So thank you everyone for dropping in tonight. I'm so happy that I had a few visitors. It's always there for you to check out, Lynn, for sure. Yeah, everything kind of goes between like 9 and 10 my time. So I don't know if you're on the same time as me in Castlegar. I can't remember. Time zones are a blur. But yes, definitely check it out. And then you will see all the fun things going on. So thank you again, everyone, for dropping in. I hope I've inspired you, or maybe put something on your wish list, as Holly says. And maybe not. Maybe you're just like, I don't need that set. But hopefully it inspired you. And I thank you for coming by. Paper hugs, everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye.